begin, I first want to say thank you to the Historical Preservation Committee who sent me the first invitation, and of course we jumped on it because we are so proud of our fourth graders. They have worked tirelessly to research the internet appropriately. No Wikipedia or Google was allowed. They had to use good sources, and they did a great job. So they have worked for a whole 6 weeks, getting their essays written, defending who they wanted to be, and we chose the ones that did the most work. We honestly did. So if you would, give them a round of applause. All right. And of course, their performance put the icing on the cake. All right. We will begin with, we're in chronological order. I'm going to go through and just introduce everyone, and then we'll come back and let each child do their speech. First off, we have Davy Crockett. You don't have to say anything, baby. Sam Houston. William B. Travis. Cynthia Ann Parker. Bill Pickett. Wait until you hear what he did. I'm a Hog, and she's got a story for you about Ura. Bonnie Parker. Yep, she came too. Mary Kay Ash. Audie Murphy. Buddy Holly. And George W. Bush with his, woman in her own right, Laura Bush. All right. You guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Remember, you are statues until you're not. Okay, Davy, step out.
Hello, my name is David Crockett. I was born in 1786 in Tennessee. I played a big role in the Battle of the Alamo as well as Texas history. Back in my home in Tennessee, I was elected to be in the U.S. Congress 3 times in a row. It's a bad thing I lost an election because Andrew Jackson, the person who won the election, made all the Native Americans leave, which I disagreed with. Then I married Mary Polly Finley in 1806, but she died in 1815. Then I moved to Texas in 1836 and fought for Texans' independence, where I was killed at the Alamo on March 6. Now I am known for being a skilled hunter, sharpshooter, and folk hero. My portrait hangs in Austin, Texas today. Remember me, David Crockett, a great Texas soldier.
Sam Houston.
Hello, my name is Sam Houston. I'm famous for being the Commander-in-Chief of the Texas Army during the battles of the Alamo, Goliad, and San Jacinto. I was born in Western Virginia's Rockbridge County on March 2nd, 1793. I had 8 siblings. When we were kids, we pretended to fight Indians and redcoats. When I was a teenager, I ran away to the tribe called the Cherokee. My name there was the Black Raven. When I got older, I left the Cherokee and joined the Texas Army, and I became their leader. We were fighting against Santa Anna and the Mexican forces. They won the battles of the Alamo and Goliad. During the Battle of the Alamo, we nearly lost 200 soldiers. We also lost about 400 prisoners during the Goliad massacre. Later, after the Battle of San Jacinto, the Mexican forces thought that we were going to kidnap. Then we attacked and won the war. We captured Santa Anna. This all took place on April 21st, 1836. After the war, I went on to be the first and third president of Texas. I got married to Margaret Lee Houston on May 9th, 1840. We had 8 children between 1843 and 1860. I died on July 26th, 1863 in Huntsville, Texas. My last words were, Margaret, Margaret, Texas, Texas. Remember me, Sam Houston, a founding father of the great state of Texas.
William B. Travis.
Victory or death? That was my final message addressed to the people of Texas and all the Americans in the world. Hi, I am William B. Travis. I was born August 1st, 1809 at Mine Creek in South Carolina. I moved to Alabama where I practiced law and married Rosarena Caddo. I then set out for a land called Texas, where I obtained a land grant from Stephen F. Austin in 1834. I was ordered to raise a company of soldiers to reinforce Texian troops at the Allen Mission in San Antonio. I became the official commander of the Alamo, where after a 13-day siege, Santa Anna and his Mexican army overpowered me and my men. I died in the early hours of the battle from a single bullet in the head. I died March 6, 1836. Please remember me, William B. Travis, a great hero of the Battle of the Alamo.
Good job. Cynthia Ann.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Ann Parker. I was born in Illinois between June 2nd, 1824 and May 3rd, 1825. In 1833, I moved to Central Texas, now known as Limestone County. In 1836, when I was around 10 years old, my family was attacked by the Comanche tribe, and 5 children were kidnapped, including me and my brother. Later on, the children that survived were released. My brother left, but I stayed to learn how to be a part of the Comanche tribe. While I was there, I fell in love with the Comanche chief Peter Nakuna. Soon after, we got married and had 3 children, Tapsahana, Pecos, and Quanah Parker. Before I had completely forgotten my former life, I was taken back to society by the Texas Rangers on December 18th, 1860. I was taken to my brother's house where I found out my daughter had died. I tried to escape several times to get back to my family, but I failed. I was eventually moved to my sister's house in Anderson Country, where I stayed for the rest of my life. I died at 45 years old, 1864, 4 years after I was taken back by the Texas Rangers. I was most known for staying with the Comanche tribe and not going back to my family. Even though when my brother was leaving, he asked me to come with him and I refused. Remember me, Cynthia Ann Parker.
Good job. Bill Pickett.
Hi, my name is Bill Pickett. I created the event of bulldogging in the sport of rodeo. I was born on December 5th, 1870 to Thomas Jefferson and Mary Virginia Elizabeth Pickett. I was the second of 13 children and in school up into the 5th grade. I watched herder dogs take down steers by biting their upper lip and thought I could too. Once I was older, my brothers and I started to perform in many rodeos and fairs across the state. After every performance, we would pass around our hat for any donations we could get from the crowd. I then performed in my first fair in 1888. I married Maggie Turner in 1890. As bulldogging became more and more popular, so did I. I then used my fame and popularity to contract with 101 Wild West Show in 1905. I then became full-time partners after moving my family up to Oklahoma in 1907. I competed in many rodeos and fairs across the world. I then died on April 2nd, 1932 after being kicked in the head by a horse. The U.S. Postal Service decided to honor me by giving me my own stamp, but accidentally put my brother's on a few. I was remembered for 3 things: being the first black cowboy to be an international success, creating the famous technique called bulldogging, and being the first black cowboy to enter the Rodeo Hall of Fame. Please remember me, Bill Pickett.
Perfect. You guys look great. I'm a hog.
Hello, my name is Emma Hogg. I was born July 10, 1882 in Mineola, Texas. I had a mother named Sally Simpson and a father named James Stephen Hogg. My brothers were William, who was born in 1887, Michael, who was born in 1885, and Thomas, who was also born in 1887. At the age of 3, I started playing the piano. Soon when I turned 8, my father became the governor of Texas and we became famous. He purposely named me Ima so he could get more votes into becoming governor, and as you can see, it worked. I learned from home and studied music. When I got older, I found in the Houston Symphony Orchestra and soon became the president of my foundation. When my brother passed away, he left $2.5 million that led me to be able to donate it to charities, and I became a well-known philanthropist. After that, I founded the Houston Child Guidance Center for mental health that helped people who are blind or deaf. Later in my life, I had to take care of my mother, who died of tuberculosis in 1895. Also, I took over the family household so my father could heal his injuries from a train crash. Then at the age of 93, I died in London on August 19, 1975. People still remember me, Emma Hogg, as a successful person with many accomplishments in life.
Good job. You ready, Bonnie? Bonnie Parker.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Parker. I was born in Rohia, Texas in 1910. When my dad died, my mother moved me and my family to Dallas, Texas. I was very good at literature and poetry, and I excelled in school. I met my husband, Clyde Barrow, in 1930. Then, only a month later, he went to jail. I helped him escape from jail by smuggling a gun to him. Then, he went to jail again, but he was soon released in 1932. We started robbing small places like gas stations, grocery stores, and small banks. We committed crimes across the states of Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Missouri. We shot everyone who got in our way. The Texas Ranger Commander, Frank Hammer, chased us to Louisiana and killed us. I am important to Texas history because I was part of the Depression-era outlaw. Some fun facts about me are, there's a movie made about my life in 1967, and I was shot and killed in the car with 23 bullet wounds. Remember me, Bonnie Parker, as one of the best robbers in Texas history.
Thank you, Bonnie. Mary Kay Ash.
Hi, I'm Mary Kay Ash. I was born near Houston on May 12, 1918. When I was younger, I would always watch my mother being a businesswoman. I got married in 1935 and had 3 children. My first job was selling books to people in their homes, but I quit because I wasn't getting paid as much as the mail workers. So I moved to Dallas in 1952. I started my skincare brand in 1963. I would only sell products in the color pink. I hired women and encouraged hard work. I inspired Texas women to start their own businesses by selling cosmetics. I even gifted them pink cars as a reward for their efforts. My company went on to earn a record $3 billion in sales and was one of the largest direct sellers of skincare products in the world. I remained active in my company until I suffered a stroke in 1996. I later died on Thanksgiving Day, November 22nd, 2001. Remember me, Mary Kay Ash, a strong Texas businesswoman.
Yeah. Thank you. Audie Murphy.
Hi, I'm Audie Murphy. I was born in 1924, June 20th, in Kingston, Texas. I'm an important person in Texas history. I had 11 siblings, not including me. My father left my family when I was 12 years old. My mother died when I was 16 years old. I had to put 3 of my siblings in the orphanage. Growing up, I was very poor. Every time I bought 1 bullet to shoot, my family would go hungry that night. I quit school in 8th grade. I married Pamela Archer in 1951 with 2 children. I needed money, so I joined the U.S. Army World War II in 1942. I got hurt 3 times, and I fought 6 German tanks and 250 men all by myself. I won the Medal of Honor at the age of 19. I got 33 awards for my bravery. I was the most honored soldier. I got every award that the United States gives valor, 2 of them twice. I got awards from France and Belgium. I was in many wars against Germany where I won most of my rewards for my bravery. When I retired, I made the best-selling book in 1949 called The Hell and Back, a biography about my World War II journey. I died at the age of 45 in 1971, May 28th, in Roanoke, Virginia. I'm an important person in Texas history because of my bravery and my determination. Remember me, Audie Murphy.
Hi, I'm
This is Buddy Holly.
Hi, I'm Buddy Holly. I was born on September 7, 1936 in Lubbock, Texas. At the age of 13, Bob Montgomery and I had our own radio show. Remember, I was only 13. The show was known as Buddy and Bob. I am famous for inspiring the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. I was number 3 in the pop charts and number 2 in the blue charts. I married Maria Santiago in 1958. I inspired lots of singers to sing rock and roll. I taught myself how to play the guitar, and that made lots of people want to play too. I was a country singer as well as a rock and roll singer. I died on February 3rd, 1959 in Clear Lake, Iowa in a fatal plane crash. I was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. Remember me, Buddy Holly, a rock and roll legend.
I'll speak down just a little bit. Okay, George W.
Hi, I'm George W. Bush. I was born on July 6, 1946 in New Haven, Connecticut. I'm the oldest out of 5 brothers and sisters, but sadly at only age 3, my sister Robin died of leukemia, a type of cancer in the U.S. I am the first son of George H.W. Bush, who was president between 1989 to 1993. Eventually, I moved to Midland, Texas, where I became a Texas Air National Guard. One of the things I'm most known for is having one of the closest elections in history with Al Gore, who was Bill Clinton's vice president. Another thing I'm most known for is being the second son of a president to become president, other than John Quincy Adams, son of John Adams. I'm also known for being president during the 9/11 terrorist attacks and during the Second Gulf War. I'm important to Texas history because I was once a Texas governor, and during my time as Texas governor, I helped my state become the #1 most reduced wind power state in all of America. Another reason I'm important to Texas history is because in 1975, I became a Texas Air National Guard during the Vietnam War in an F-102 fighter jet. I'm currently still alive at age 79, and I'm married to Laura Lane Welch Bush, and I have 2 children that are twins, and their names are Barbara and Janet Bush. Remember me, George W. Bush.
I'm going to move you away from that speaker. Come over here, and right here. And now we have Laura.
Hello, I'm Laura Bush. I was born November 4th, 1946 in Midland, Texas. When I was little, I would teach my dolls lessons like I was a teacher. When I turned 20, I got a job to be a 2nd grade teacher. Later, when I got my master's degree, I became a librarian. I also organized many book festivals. In 1997, I married George W. Bush, and on November 25th, 1981, I became a mother of a set of twins. Because my husband was governor, I was honored to be the First Lady of Texas from 1995 to 2000. I later became the First Lady of the United States from 2001 to 2009. I started working with my mother-in-law, Barbara Bush, to make a foundation known as Foundation of Family Literacy. We also promoted breast cancer awareness. In 2010, I wrote and published a book called Spoken from the Heart. I'm still alive today at the wonderful age of 79 and still influencing more people to be just like me. Remember me, Laura Bush, the First Lady of Texas, also the First Lady of the United States.
Good job. Okay. They spoke a little faster than I expected. But we're prepared, and they know this, that if anybody has any questions for Davy Crockett, he's prepared to answer them if he can. So we got to keep that "if he can" in there. Anybody? Raise your hand if you have a question for Davy Crockett. Yes, ma'am.
What's your hat made out of?
Oh, there you go. What's your hat made out of?
Raccoon skin.
Good job. I told you. Sam Houston? Anybody? Do you want to answer that?
I don't know what it is. Hair and skin?
Hair and skin, he said. He's remarkably just like Sam Houston. I mean, the whole baldness thing really happened. All right. William B. Travis. Yes, sir. Oh, for Sam? Okay.
You've got a statue that is, I think it's in Houston, I think anywhere. It's the second largest statue. What's the tallest statue in Texas?
Taller than Sam Houston's?
Yeah.
Oh, he might not know that.
Well,
You tell us.
it's the giraffe down at the zoo.
Oh, my goodness. I've seen that. Okay. But tell us what you know about the statue.
At Houston?
Where's it?
At Houston or
Sam Houston's statue. Where's it at?
Huntsville?
Attaboy. All right. William B. Travis. Anybody have a question for William B. Travis? Yes, sir.
Oh wait, I just saw that.
When you drew the line, Sam.
Yeah, wait, I knew what it was for, but I don't know what I said.
If you want to fight for me.
If you want to fight for me, then cross the line, like come over.
What else did you say?
I don't know. Give me liberty or give me death.
There you go. I have one for Cynthia Ann. Okay, so you were part of a settlement of people that had moved to Texas, right? So this isn't how you normally dressed. Explain.
When I was taken to the Comanche tribe, I lived there for most of my life. So this was my regular clothing when I was in the Comanche tribe, not when I was with my family in Texas.
Okay, so was your husband a settler or a Native American?
I do not know exactly, but he's a Native American.
Okay. She was taken by John Jack Coffee Hayes, the Texas Ranger, back to her family, her settlement family, and she died of a broken heart. Let's give Cynthia a round of applause. Okay, I really want to know, do you know how to bulldog?
Yes.
What?
I've never. So I've seen cowboys doing it at the rodeo. So you wait for the steer to snap the rope, and then once it's snapped, you try to get to the steer as fast as you can, and then you jump off the horse and grab the steer by the head, and then you throw it down on the ground. And people do this to try to get the fastest time.
That's right. Good job. Okay. Ima, where's Yura?
Well, she's not real. I don't have a sister. I only have brothers in real life.
So, Ima Hogg is not a twin with Yura Hogg? No? Why'd your dad make that up?
Because he wanted more votes to become governor.
Did it work?
Yes.
Okay, Bonnie. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. All right, sorry. All right, so I have something to oh, yes, ma'am. Question. Oh, okay. I do too. So this is going to be fun. Okay, so what is your question for Bonnie?
Well, it's not a question, it's a statement. My grandmother, when she was probably about these kids' age, she lived in the country in Austin, which is on the other side of Dallas, Oklahoma. And she was out hunting with a gun at their age, and a caller came by and asked her, it was a man and a lady, and they asked her, and they said, "Hey, how was the hunting today?" And she said, "Well, as you can see, nothing but crow." And it happened to be Bonnie and Clyde.
She was a lucky lady. Okay, so my story is my grandparents were in a campsite with little cabins in Hillsboro, Texas. And unbeknownst to them, their neighbors in the cabin next to them came over. The woman needed to borrow a cup of sugar and then started asking my grandmother how to make a pie. My grandfather was a very good mechanic on cars. Well, the man had just blown up his car, probably in an escape from a bank robbery. But there was no internet, so they didn't know any better. And they didn't have money for a newspaper. They were transients, and they lived in a campground. So, unbeknownst to them, they taught Bonnie Parker how to make a pie, and my grandfather fixed their getaway car. So, that's a true story. All right.
Real quick.
Yes.
Hey, sweetheart, were you able to watch the movie with Bonnie and Clyde? I didn't think you'd be allowed.
No, she's not.
I was going to say, maybe, 15 years from now you can go back. How old are you?
10.
10? Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah. It's going to be a while. Yes, sir.
Did you get burn your leg in a car accident from the battery acid? That's why you walk with a limp?
I don't know.
Just say yes.
Sure.
That happened? Yes, it did. All right. Any more for Bonnie? All right, Mary Kay Ash. Anybody have a question for Mary Kay? What's the name of your cosmetic company? Oh,
Mary Kay Cosmetics.
I got a question for her. Have you ever given away a pink Tesla?
Yes, but I wasn't alive. My company did.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, but I wasn't alive, but my company did.
There you go.
Here, College Station.
Oh, say that again.
Is the pink Tesla here in College Station?
There is one, and I know where it lives. I live here too. All right.
What's the original factory?
For Mary Kay,
Yeah,
where'd you start your business?
In Dallas.
In Dallas, Texas.
in Dallas, not a suburb.
Okay.
There's a question.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that my aunt, she's passed away now, but she won in a car here, right, a pink Cadillac.
Really? Wow. I love seeing one. I'm like, oh, there goes Mary Kay. Well, now these young ones will know what those pink cars mean. Thank you, Mary Kay. All right, any questions for Audie Murphy? Anybody? Yes, sir.
Audie, do you know where you're buried?
Wait, do you know where you're buried?
I don't know, but I'll find some research about it.
Attaboy. Do you know where he's buried?
Audie Murphy is buried in Arlington National Cemetery,
Well, of course.
just up from where the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
There you go. Yeah, that's where you are. Yeah. Yes, yes, ma'am. Oh,
I believe he's buried, here in Texas. They had him entombed and moved his body from Arlington
okay.
to elsewhere in his hometown. I think that's, if I'm not mistaken.
The internet. Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
So what's the most interesting fact about him you found out while you were researching?
Wait, let me get to you.
I think that it was that he fought 6 German tanks and 250 men by himself, and he won the Medal of Honor at the age of 19.
19. All right.
Besides being a soldier, what was he known for?
Yeah, see, we know that, but he didn't get that.
He wrote the best-selling book, or like he was like a movie star.
Okay.
Over 40. He was in over 40 films. No, I haven't. My grandma, I bet you my grandma, I think I saw my grandma one time watching something about it.
Did you? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
He was a really good leading man. Yes.
How did he die?
Oh,
He died in a plane crash.
I didn't know that. Good to know.
Yeah.
Any more Audie Murphy questions? No? Okay. Buddy Holly. Oh, yeah. Any questions? Yes, sir.
What's your favorite song?
Okay, Buddy.
My favorite song by him would probably be That'll Be the Day.
Awesome. Good choice. Any more Buddy Holly questions?
Listen to That'll Be the Day.
Yeah, I have.
Boy.
Good job.
The name of his band?
He was with the Crickets and one other, I forgot which one. He was with Bob Montgomery, but Buddy and Bob was that?
Buddy and Bob. Yes, sir.
Where was your last concert at?
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was at
Where was your plane leaving?
it was leaving to Iowa.
From where?
It was going to, it fell in Clear Lake, Iowa in 1959.
We'll get back to you after we do some more research. Good job, Abby.
Okay.
Oh, more Buddy Holly?
I was just going to ask if Buddy Holly is a Texas Tech fan or an A&M.
I'm pretty sure he's, that's a hard choice because He was born in, he was born on September 7th, 1936 in Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock is kind of near where Texas Tech is, so I'm guessing he's a Texas Tech fan.
Okay, you guys scoot over. Oh, one more, yes, sir.
Why did you take the night that the plane, why did you take the airplane instead of the bus?
Because it was a really far plane flight. It was really far away where I was going, I'm pretty sure. Or because I'm pretty sure before he wrote the song "That'll Be the Day," like 3 years before he died in the plane crash. So I'm guessing he wanted to take the plane crash instead. I don't know.
No, he didn't want to. Okay. Good job, though. We'll research that one, too. All right, scoot over a little bit. Let's give George and Laura some room. All right, George W., any questions for George W. Bush? Come on, guys, he's here. George W. Yes.
Weren't you a part owner of a baseball team?
Yes, I was part owner of the Texas Rangers baseball team.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you decide to build your library not where your dad's was?
Where is your library?
Dallas?
SMU.
We wanted you to build it here. Why
Yeah, we did. We even named a road after you. He doesn't know. Any more questions? She said no. All right, good job.
Want to know?
Yeah, tell us. Do you know?
Laura went to SMU.
Oh.
Laura, his wife went to SMU.
So he was honoring his wife. Good job, George. All right. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
George, what was the most interesting thing you found out in your research?
About George.
That he had one of the closest elections with Al Gore.
Tell us about that.
He was Bill Clinton's vice president, and after the election, George W. Bush won.
How many?
By only a few hundred votes more.
There you go.
And it came up to Florida, so Florida was the announcer of who would win the election.
Yeah, they were all tied up in chads.
Yeah. Hanging chads. They said all kinds of things with those chads. All right. Any questions for Laura? Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
What did you enjoy most about being the First Lady?
That I got to do whatever I wanted.
Did you have a question for Laura?
What subject did you teach at school?
I think science and reading.
Good choice. That's what I teach. Reading. Yes, ma'am.
Was there anything personally you related to in studying about Laura?
I'm not sure. Well, one of her favorite colors is red, and I like red, so.
There you go. And Hadley's a really good reader. And I think someday she might be a teacher, just like Laura and Miss Melton. All right, anything else?
Do you know where you're living now? What's the name of the town where you all live now?
I did research this.
Well, George, he can help you.
Where do you live now, George?
I don't know now, but I know that we lived in Midland, Texas.
You did.
Yeah, but he retired and they retired to a town.
Dallas?
Dallas and Houston are not close. Does anybody know where they're retired to? Dallas, I think. Crawford! Oh my gosh, I knew that. I knew that.
Sisters.
I know. I can't believe it. Yeah, anyway, yes, sir.
How tall are you?
Which one, George or Laura? George, how tall are you? Do you know?
No.
I mean, I'm 4'6" in real life,
Yeah.
but my character, I had no idea.
Oh, okay. He's 4'6". Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this isn't for necessarily, but y'all are welcome to answer if you want to. Tell us about the process of getting awarded this character. In other words, what did you do? Hello. Oh, look. They all know.
Yeah, they worked very hard to get here. All right, we'll start with Laura.
First, you had to pick who you wanted to be.
How many people did I let you pick?
5. And then you have to find research and then do a summary.
Okay, stop. Let's let somebody else finish. All right, so she's talking about this summary. Go.
You had to do research about it, and then you have to give 3 facts on a paper of all 5, and then you turn it in, and then you give something else. And
Was it hard?
I mean,
I mean, how long did it take you to do that?
a week.
No,
The whole entire
the whole thing.
Oh, the whole, 3 days? Yeah, I did 2 a day.
Well, let me help you with that. Okay, they're all excited to tell you, but I'm going to let you know these kiddos were given a list of almost 100 characters. Plus, they were also allowed to choose a contemporary person. I had Kat Osterman, Simone Biles, Chris, I don't know, he's an astro pitcher. Nolan Ryan was one of them. People that are still great Texans, but they're not historical yet. But they had to research, they had to get 3 facts about all 5 of the people they were interested in. And then they had to pick their top person and write us an essay, myself and Miss Collier, who is also the reading teacher for half of these kiddos. And they had to tell us why I should let you be Sam Houston, William B. Travis, Mary Kay Ash. They had to defend their choices. These are the reasons why I should portray this character. And we chose who they were going to be from those. Some kids had, they had 5, so they had to get, somebody else did a better essay for Nolan Ryan than another kid. And it was a long process, but they researched for 2 weeks. They wrote their essay. They started writing speeches. They started practicing speeches. With their help of these wonderful parents and grandparents that are here with you guys, observing this wonderful performance, they came up with these costumes. They worked so hard, but we did it so that we could have this experience. I've had students do this for 5 years, and this is a Sam Houston Elementary School moment that they never forget. So I am so proud of all of you.